once a project comes to us and it requires multiple locations, we're so used to, traveling, right? But having the option of virtual production, it gives us the freedom to actually choose multiple locations, being in a single place. Filming at Stray Vista, it was no-brainer.
My name is David Wells, the cinematographer today for Stll Studios. We're shooting a 3D printer commercial. Today it's two basically virtual extensions, so full virtual wall, and then we have two sets that we will be using the virtual wall as sort of the extension out the windows. So two practicals and two virtual.
Super smooth production. Stll has been a good partner in this shoot. Traditionally, if you're building sets in a soundstage, you would just blow out the windows or have the blinds closed or something. What this allows you to do is build those same sets inside of this soundstage, but outside of the window, you actually have a 3D interactive environment. So you can have cars moving by, you can have real depth to the scene, so it's not just you're looking at a wall that's flat and when you move it doesn't look like it's moving. Everything out there is a 3D environment that has animations in it, that also has that parallax effect. So it really gives the production value of a set inside of a soundstage. It bumps it up a bunch of levels because now you're looking at something that looks more like a real world apartment or artist studio, which is the two things that we're doing today.
It's really cool to actually see the process, seeing the process of lining a virtual set, putting all the art together, which is huge. There are walls that you're putting together, and then comes all the decoration, and then lining all that set, and seeing it coming together is just a great experience.
The overall possibility of this technology is limited to your imagination, although there are certain nuances that you have to, jump through in order for this tech to work in your favor. So I think as long as the productions are well prepared of what they are planning to shoot on the day off, you would be surprised how far this engine can let you slide when it comes to trying different techniques, different visuals, different movements as well.
We started off with an initial meeting where Dina, our art director, kind of presented her drawings, which she does in Procreate. They're amazing. Today we have kind of 4 different looks. One is the initial printer, just on the beautiful volume wall, black and shiny and just powerful. Then the second setup, we have an engineering office, which is kind of like the room in which the printer lives authentically. And then we have an artist studio, which is kind of a more creative outlook on how you can use this printer, both in tech and in artist spaces. And then the last setup will be like a factory floor, also involving the awesome volume wall here at Stray Vista. And that one will kind of just be a liminal space. We'll just get to place the printer there, the couch, making it look kind of moody and warm.
Today we're shooting on a combination. We're shooting on a Venice 2 and a Venice 1. Venice 1's pretty much mounted to a robot arm most of the day, and then the Venice 2 is shooting all of our Fisher dolly shots. We're shooting on a full set of Tokina Vista Primes, and then on the robot we have a Tokina, I believe it's a Cinema Zoom, like 2575.
It was a pretty smartly planned shoot. It was a well done use of the volume of the technology to kind of increase your production value. Because as I said, how do you shoot when those places do not exist? You create them in 3D, you bring them here at the volume, and then you shoot.
And then we have mostly our lighting setup is pretty quick and nimble. We have like a massive rolling key book light. We've got a ton of overheads on double menace arms. That everything's on wheels. Everything can be micro adjusted, pushed, pulled. Just because so many things are happening, so many things are changing. And so we just kind of have to be ready for all of this.
I just learned it about 5 minutes ago, is that when you're shooting against a volume wall, you want to paint the back of the flat black, so that way there isn't light bouncing off from the big volume screen onto the wall, kind of creating more of a brighter effect than the, gaff team and the DP kind of wanted. So yeah, paint those flats black if you're going to shoot against a very bright surface.
Because the LED screen has a refresh rate at a certain speed, the camera has to be in sync with that. So traditionally I'm used to using somewhat faster shutter speeds, like above 1/250th of a second just to make sure everything is crisp and frozen in place. With the refresh rate of LED volumes, I had to use a lower shutter speed than normal and really just focus on keeping the camera as stable as possible on a tripod, but to hold them to just ensure that the image is coming out really sharp and that the screen in the background is rendered the way it should be without any flickering or issues.
I think it's a very magical place because you can truly do anything that you want.
It gives us the freedom creatively to have multiple actors in a single day, multiple locations in a single day, and a lot of creative freedom to do the angles that you need and the takes that you need for the final video.